Welcome back to Jump Shot Therapy, everybody. I am Dylan Barreto. I am the human hot take. I am the boss, baby. I am here with Alfredo Velez, the human sweater vest, Muslim Goku himself.
Yeah.
I am with the Boston sports savant, who is literally jizzing in his pants watching this Red Sox playoff game on his laptop while we record, being super irresponsible. And big brother, Steven Barreto, is joining us again from JST South, holding it down. How's everything going?
Going fine. Good evening, bitches.
All right, that's a more gentle take on your introductions. It's usually, zipper heads, pecker heads, fuck
I
you.
miss pecker heads. A pecker is a good name.
Yeah, because you actually do have a fucking pecker head, motherfucker.
They messed up my circumcision, okay?
Good show planned for you guys today. Got a nice little document for you. We're going to pick up where we left off in the last episode with... Hunter wants to share some of Alfredo's tweets. Me and Hunter were arguing about Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers and why I'm right and he's wrong. Some litter shit. Litter shit makes a return for the second straight episode. I'm super excited.
You got it ready?
Always. I'm ready to go. So let's get it started. Hunter, are you ready to show these tweets?
Yeah, so Skip Bayless said, wow, Aaron Rodgers finally managed to beat C.J. Beathard in the 28th ranked defense. And then he definitely trolled Alfredo here.
Alfredo feels some type of way.
Do you realize that Aaron Rodgers doesn't play defense, right? So shut the fuck up.
Ski up. Ski up. Ski up. What? Uh-oh.
Shot out 3.
Yeah! All right. So, Fredo, run me through your mind when you're sending this tweet to this man who's never going to respond to you.
So
I'll tell you when you're wrong.
So I look at it and I'm like, so first I'm saying like, he only plays one side of the ball. Mm-hmm. And I've been saying this since we started the football football part of our podcasting. We have no defense. It's not our fault that we can't stop the other team's offense. I mean, it is our fault, but you know what I'm trying to say. It's not Aaron's fault. So,
I'm going to tell you you're wrong in a minute.
Barely caught up. Yes, we barely beat a team that's ranked 29th in defense. But the Patriots barely got by the 31st ranked defense.
So, here's where I will defend Tom Brady,
you're wrong.
and here's where I'll not give that same argument to Aaron Rodgers. So, neither one of those defenses are good. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the best defense is an offense. You know what the best defense was against Pat Mahomes? Tom Brady being able to score just as fast. And Andy Reid's horrible coaching. So with Aaron Rodgers, the fact that they had struggle against the defense in the game is what the problem is. Like Aaron Rodgers could do everything he wants to do.
Okay, we don't have no running game.
Great, you have Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, but Aaron Rodgers is not God.
And how many times do you guys run the ball? Even when you guys had a running back?
Every once in a while.
And you can't compare the Chiefs' defense to the San Francisco's defense. This is two completely different teams. The fucking Kansas City has an offense that puts up 40 points.
What the 49ers were doing, which even as a Packer fan, it was pressuring Aaron Rodgers with a fucked up leg.
Up the middle.
That's what you're supposed to do.
With a fuck up. All right, then. If Tom Brady was healthy, I'm going to make it as sure Tom Brady was healthy.
No, my point.
Tom Brady, an injured Aaron Rodgers moves better than a healthy Tom Brady.
Well, I can say
fact.
I can say Tom Brady played with 6 stitches in his left hand. I mean, was it his throwing hand or his non-throwing hand?
It was his throwing hand.
It was his throwing hand.
All right, if you're healthy enough to be on the field, then you're healthy enough to play.
Then don't use the injured Aaron Rodgers as an excuse.
No, I'm just saying, it's smart by San Francisco to pressure an injured Aaron Rodgers.
Even if Aaron Rodgers was 100% healthy, if you pressure Aaron Rodgers up the middle, he struggles.
Yeah, but he's more agile. He can move if he's 100% healthy.
You contain and
when he's
get middle.
Healthy and you blitz him up the middle as every time he loses.
But they were getting him on the edges.
Yeah, because he's contained.
All right, but there was times where he ran straight
up the middle.
But there was times where he ran straight up the middle and got a couple yards and even a first down a few times.
Yeah, because that's what he has to do because he can't break to the outside and throw to a receiver.
You want to keep Aaron Rodgers in the pocket.
Now here, my point about the 49ers game was Tom Brady was going. It was literally like Pat Mahomes going and scoring, Tom Brady going and scoring, Pat Mahomes going and scoring, Tom Brady going and scoring. You're facing C.J. Beathard. He should be
able to score like that.
That game should have been out of
reach.
I
said, our defense is garbage.
Yeah, but then you see Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers
ours-
not being able
should've
to
been a-
put up more
Why
points.
was Aaron Rodgers having to come back 2 touchdowns to beat the fucking 49ers?
Yep.
With
'Cause
CJ
our
Beathard
defense
and a
is
running
bad.
back
It was
that never
horrible
heard of
offensive
him.
play.
I
You gotta
I
admit
need
it.
your help, that guy. What's our ranking defense, the Packers? Because I don't know off the top of my head. Because I'm pretty sure. It's
If I had to
I'm pretty
guess,
sure it's bottom
25.
5 or 6.
25.
Yeah, okay, but here's the thing. You're behind, fine. But how'd you get behind? Your offense didn't do shit.
Yeah. You
'Cause
can't
they're
blame the
pressuring Rodgers.
Great. Every quarterback gets pressured. Aaron Rodgers is arguably the best quarterback in this game. Why is he not tearing apart this trash San Francisco defense?
All I know is he did, I think, 51% throwing for 425 yards. What can you do?
51%. That's not Aaron Rodgers like numbers.
Aaron Rodgers is usually like mid-60s,
But it's
Yeah.
more than it's above average.
but it's
No,
not
the average
Aaron
is
Rodgers.
60s. It's 63%.
Aaron Rodgers, if you know you're pressuring, why are you not making the audibles to have checkdowns?
Hey, our offensive line, our right side is not that good.
No, this is Aaron Rodgers. If you know you're getting pressured, Aaron Rodgers has complete control of that offense at all points and all times, no matter who is calling plays or not. You know you're getting pressured. You know you're getting blitzed. Why are you not even just changing pass blocking and all the stuff like that? Why are you not hot routing receivers for checkdowns? Why are you not making sure a running back is down below so you can check it down so you don't get hurt? That's all on Aaron Rodgers. That's where it's like, you can blame the defense all you want, but if you're coming back from a deficit, who has to take responsibility?
That was a hell of a comeback. That was Aaron Rodgers-esque at the end of the
And
game.
it's on Mike McCarthy.
who
Fired
gets?
5 years ago.
He should have
Mike
been.
McCarthy, defensive coach.
He is a defensive-minded coach. He's a defensive-minded coach.
But that's what I'm trying to say. Defensive
Yes,
Steve, yeah.
he's a defensive-minded coach.
He should have been fired.
Because we brought
5
back
years
this
ago.
season. We brought back our offensive coordinator that we won the Super Bowl with.
Great. The thing
So I
is,
think Aaron Rodgers is still trying to adjust to his new.
Congratulations, you got Mr. Garrison back.
So I'm saying because like now I think he's readjusting.
I don't think if you are as good as Aaron Rodgers is, it doesn't make a difference. He doesn't need time to adjust because you know what? He's going to be able to call audibles and all that
I'm gonna
stuff.
say even though he's injured,
Aaron Rodgers still needs to be.
that left knee is hurting him.
I don't care.
plays
You still
they
need to be
call
held
rarely
accountable.
work.
You still need to be held
Hold
accountable.
up. The Packers have the 7th ranked defense in the NFL right now.
What? I don't
Yep.
believe that for a second.
Yards
Baltimore
allowed.
Ravens are number 1. Jacksonville's number 2. Buffalo's number 3. Dallas is number 4. Redskins are number 5. Seahawks are number 6. Packers are number 7.
Where do the Jets fall on that?
Huh?
Where do the Jets fall on that? If you don't mind
That's
me
right, because the
asking.
last time the Packers had a top 10
are
defense, we won the Super Bowl.
22. And
That's
Kansas City's
ridiculous.
32. San Francisco is
It was 29 from the week we played them.
well, San Francisco now is 19.
All right, so they went up from last game.
And this is total defense.
Yeah, so they went up.
Yards
10
allowed,
spots.
points allowed,
Yeah,
all
yeah,
that
yeah.
stuff.
Yep.
So
No, I don't
that
understand because
defensive argument you're using now doesn't seem too hot anymore, huh?
Yeah.
From
Your
now
defense
me
is not that
watching
much
plays, it doesn't look good.
Also, the defense
Because
is
we're getting beat in the middle because our linebackers are garbage.
no. The defense is. I disagree. I think the defense is not that bad on.
You don't
Green
have a
Bay.
consistent
I like
pass
I
rush.
like Green Bay's defense.
We only have Clay.
No,
Freaking
I
Nick,
like your young corners too.
Nick Perry's a coverage player.
I like your defense. I just think the offense is not getting shit going early on in the game. They're just
If
waiting
you pay
for the,
attention to the Packers' offense where they get their success, it's never from the play they call. It's when Aaron Rodgers breaks the pocket
yeah.
and it finds a receiver. It's all playground rules.
Yes.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
way to beat Rodgers is, like Steven says, keep contained and attack middle. Because if he's just going to roll him out of the pocket, you're up for a bad time. How many times have we seen Aaron Rodgers just roll out and chuck a ball up and the prayer's answered?
And he
All
went
too
off the
often.
Injury report last week.
All too often we've seen Aaron Rodgers do that. When's the last time we've seen Aaron Rodgers chill in the pocket and just complete every fucking pass?
not since he won
Not
the Super
often.
Bowl.
Not often.
Oh, no, that Bears game he did.
Well, yeah,
I
that.
heard
Well,
about
they
that.
also made the adjustments where, like, okay, pass rush is coming. Let's get the ball in and out. Snap, snap, snap. Let's get the ball in and out. Why did they not make those same adjustments in the San Fran game if you're getting pressured?
I think Richard Sherman is locking down Adams too.
No.
No, he did. He only did that one BS hold at the end of the game. 26 is getting ate up. whoever 26 was,
No, he
what the
came
hell
in.
was
He
doing.
came in for an injured starter. 26.
When he scored the touchdown, like he had the safety help and he let him go outside.
Yeah,
like,
no,
why?
but I
He
got
leverages
yeah, but
inside.
for the 49ers, I think one of their corners went down and he stepped in.
Yeah,
He was I think Skip Bailey said he was like a undrafted free agent from
he
Iowa.
was getting roasted by Adams, and Sherman just said, "Don't get off of him."
Yeah, I remember saying that. Yeah.
And then they moved on to the next guy that he was covering.
All right. So
Well, the Packers. One more thing. The Packers were also. I think they were without Geronimo Allison and Randall Cobb for that game too. So
okay, big difference.
or often.
How often has Aaron Rodgers not had his receivers though? It seems like the last 4 seasons or so, he's always had big
One,
injury
yeah.
problems in the wide
Yeah,
receiver.
Randall Cobb or Jordy Nelson.
Yeah,
you know.
because they don't run the ball, and that goes to the coach. Run the fucking ball.
But now
You
they
know
got
how you stop
yeah.
blitzes? You run right at the blitz.
All right.
Our young backs are pretty decent, so I don't know. I think my boy Williams is like ranked 13th in rushing
When was
yards.
the last time Green Bay had a 1,000-yard rusher?
Ryan Grant? No, Eddie
How long
Lacy.
ago was that?
No, Eddie Lacy. Like 4 years ago.
I think it was 2013.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Eddie Lacy, and then after that we haven't had anybody.
Yeah, it's too bad. It's too bad that you rely too much on the quarterback. Even Tom Brady uses running backs when they're available.
Yeah, I'm saying if we're gonna use our running back, we should use them just like Cam Newton uses McAfee and the way
McAfee.
I don't know. How to say it.
Hey,
I don't know.
McCaffrey.
McCaffrey,
There's an
my bad.
R.
McCaffrey and the way
McAfee.
All right.
It's like he's going to McDonald's to get him a cafe. What the heck?
and,
Boo.
and like Saquon, like use them as an extra receiver.
It all depends on your running back skill sets too, because some running backs just aren't good at catching the ball.
Have you ever, in the past years, seen Green Bay throw a screen pass at running back?
Not too often. When they had Ty Montgomery, I saw them doing like
Ty
more
Montgomery
short
is
routes
technically a
because he's a
wide receiver,
fucking
but
They
receiver.
line him up in the backfield and he runs out and do a
Yeah.
route.
Yeah, but not
And
too
sometimes they'll
often.
Run it, yeah.
Not too
Counters
often
and
have
shit,
they run a
that's
running
like-
back screen. That's actually a very good point to make.
Yeah, I don't think that's
They
in the
put him out in
playbook at all.
space because that's where he does best. He's just not like running through the line. I thought they should have got like if Nick Chubb was there when they picked. I thought they should have got Nick Chubb. That would have been nice.
But the thing is, our Green Bay, from me looking at our history, the first 3 to 4 rounds are always picking defensive players.
Yeah, but they also picked power backs, and he was. I mean,
Like I remember,
he
like a
was the
few
best
years
power
ago,
back in the
we picked
draft.
some dude from Hawaii, and he was supposed to be like the best Packer. I think we picked him in the 3rd round, and I was like, "Isn't some running back from Hawaii? I forgot his name." And I was like, "It's not going to end up good because he's going from an extremely hot climate to a cold climate, and that's not going to work."
That everybody at some point in time has played football in a cold place. So that
Jim
argument,
Kelly went from the U to Buffalo.
yeah, and he went to 4 straight Super Bowls.
No.
So like at some point or another, you play in a cold place for football.
Yeah.
The only time that argument is kind of like invalid is when you literally are in the NFL and you spend the majority of your career in warm weather.
Yeah. I mean, if you're in college, you're spending most time in your warm weather too.
No,
In Hawaii, especially.
no, you travel a lot.
Yeah, if he would have got drafted,
Yeah, but I think
Green Bay, he gets to be in Green
I mean,
Bay.
if you could
for the
find
whole
what
year.
conference Hawaii is in, I'm pretty sure it's mostly California, Nevada, and New
You
Mexico.
play a lot of teams throughout the
The
country.
WAC,
You do know that, right?
Some
Yeah,
of the
but I'm
best-
talking about their conference is mainly South.
Yeah,
West
but when
California.
you get drafted to a cold weather place, you are there all the time and you
Yeah.
have time to get used to it.
like Brett Favre is from Mississippi, right?
Went to the Falcons and then went to Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Warm weather.
Traded.
Where?
A lot of good football players are from like Texas and shit.
All from the
Alabama,
South. All of them are from the fucking South.
Florida.
Florida. Yeah, they're all from the South.
all,
and they go
all
to
those
these
running
northern
backs are from
things.
Florida.
The one thing that
It's crazy how Florida's running backs, Texas is quarterbacks.
Yeah, the one
What's
the
New
one
York good
quarterback
for?
I know that had a knock.
Basketball players.
Not even.
On him, the one quarterback that I know that like had a real knock on him was Peyton Manning in cold weather.
Yes.
I remember him like during that Super Bowl, like the 2013 Seattle versus Denver. They were talking about how it's a cold weather game. He's like terrible in cold weather.
He struggles because he literally went from Tennessee to Indy, played nothing but the South, and
Yeah.
then most of his away
Or in a
game.
dome.
and he's a dome quarterback.
Yeah, dome quarterback, and then that Super Bowl was in Jersey, right?
Yep.
Yeah, not a
It
good
was
time.
like there was like a big snowstorm. I remember when that 2013 season where they were like, he was on fire, and their first loss was to the Colts. I think it was like week 6 or 7. And they played at Lucas Oil, and Lucas Oil was closed, and they opened it up at halftime because they were like, yo, fuck Peyton Manning.
Damn. That's smart as shit.
And they made it chilly, and they struggled. Because Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck is
Tampa Bay that year they won their Super Bowl. They were like 0 for like 80 in cold weather games.
Damn.
And then when they went to Philly, right?
Yeah, they went to Philly and finally won one.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's enough for that right now. Moving on. Drew Brees versus Aaron Rodgers. Most of the stats that I recorded here are from 2008 and on, because Aaron Rodgers didn't really start playing
That's good.
till 2008 anyway.
I was going to make that point, too.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to be an asshole and be like, oh, Drew Brees is playing since 2001 and blah, blah, blah. That's unfair. So I did it from when they both could have been playing at a consistent level, at a high level, to make it going on. So first, I'm going to do their overall win records as far as their careers go. Drew Brees is 146 and 107. Aaron Rodgers is 97, 50, and 1.
97-50.
Already holding that tie against Aaron Rodgers. Sorry.
But again, more games played. Okay.
No, the tie. The tie doesn't make much of a difference. So that's just the overall win record.
Because he got hurt.
Yeah. Yards total in his career, 72,103. Aaron Rodgers, 40,499.
4 years can do that?
I don't think so. Especially with Drew Brees playing the way he's playing. No. The one big argument I will give you guys on Aaron Rodgers versus Brees is the interceptions.
Yeah.
Drew Brees has 499 touchdowns, 220 interceptions. Aaron Rodgers has 325 touchdowns and 79 interceptions.
And fun fact, I just checked the stat. Aaron Rodgers is the only quarterback in the league right now that has less than 2 interceptions or over 10 touchdowns.
Perfect. Drew Brees is the only quarterback in NFL history to have 3 or 4 5,000-yard seasons. So
he throws a lot.
Rodgers.
So does Aaron Rodgers. So what's your comeback to that?
Brees throws more.
Doubt that. And Aaron Rodgers has Aaron Rodgers has had better wide receivers than Drew Brees has
the
too.
advantage Brees has is he plays in a dome.
Also, yeah, Sean Payton as a coach, and see what they do. Like a lot of coaches.
Did the Saints ever have a good running back?
Now.
Yeah, Reggie Bush. Back in.
No, not Reggie Bush.
If you're saying good,
Deuce McAllister.
Deuce McAllister. Yeah.
And then now.
And then now.
And then now.
But between the time of Deuce and now,
that's been what? How many years, Steven? Over a decade.
Deuce McAllister, and they had a French guy.
All right. So
Pierre Thomas.
Pierre.
All right. So there's more time for Brees to pass than run, because the Packers, like, we've had pretty solid running backs between that time.
Great. And
Ahmad Green, Ryan Grant, Eddie Lacy, and James.
Ahmad Green wasn't there when freaking Aaron Rodgers took over.
He was not.
He left like a year or two before.
Yeah, he was.
So we had 2 or 3 pretty solid running backs compared to Drew Brees' 2 within 10 years.
Here's one thing, and if anybody's gonna use they had poor defense stat.
I wasn't planning on doing that. Neither one of them have had really good defenses until this point.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. They're both on equal footing. They've both had 2 top 10 defenses in the past since 2008.
Yeah, that was not going to be an argument.
Equal footing there. So
yeah, that was not going to be an argument.
Drew Brees has had worse defenses because his are like ranked in like the 30, 31, 32. Mm-hmm. So
the only argument I have when it comes to it being out of the quarterback's control is the amount of Super Bowl visits by the division. So we'll get there. And I'll tell you what, Drew Brees wins that one very much. Win-loss record since 2008 for Drew Brees, 190 to 63. Aaron Rodgers, 94 to 48. Yards since 2008. Drew Brees has 49,256. Aaron Rodgers has 34,573. Touchdowns since 2008. Drew Brees has 354. Aaron Rodgers has 312. Mind you, Aaron Rodgers was injured 2013, 2017. Game-winning drive since 2008. Drew Brees has 33.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Rodgers has 21. Playoff record. Drew
But
Brees.
I can make an argument that means we didn't need to come back if we're winning.
Well, your win-loss record is also worse than Drew Brees. So that means you don't win games, as many win games as Drew Brees does.
Mm-hmm.
Playoff record for Drew Brees is 7-6. A-Rod's 9-7. So A-Rod does have the better playoff record.
He's also been in the playoffs more from 2009 to 2017. They were on an 8-year streak.
Yes.
And Drew Brees missed the
Which
playoffs
is about to play into my next point.
6 times.
Super Bowl visits by the division. I did this since 2000 just to show the strength of the division that they're in. Since 2000, Tampa Bay has been in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Carolina has been in the Super Bowl.
Since 2000.
Since 2000.
Okay.
New Orleans has been in the Super Bowl. Carolina has been in the Super Bowl again. And Atlanta have been in the Super Bowl. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 division visits.
Let's say since 2000, even if you go from 2008.
Even if in 2008, it's still
Carolina,
New Orleans, and Atlanta. Still 3 divisions. If you do from 2008, it's only 1. And that's Green Bay in 2011. The only 2 teams that have been in the Super Bowl in the NFC, from the NFC South since the year 2000 have been the Bears and the Packers.
So non-NFC South.
That's the North. Just the North, Bears, Packers. 2007, 2011. Where the NFC South is 2003, 2004, 2010, 2016, 2017. The division.
Are you using like he's a better quarterback of like the team, or like are you talking about like talent or?
I'm just talking about a quarterback stat. And this stat here is to prove that the reason Aaron Rodgers has more playoff victories is because he gets the playoffs more because the division is a lot weaker.
Let's also go by schedule.
You could also say
you still have to play a team in your division twice.
Yeah.
2, 4, 6 games.
Uh-huh.
If you have to go through and you are automatically going to win those 6 games, it doesn't make much of a difference. Your division.
They play the Chicago Bears to get to the Super Bowl in 2010.
Was that?
They did have to play the Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears were like kind of nipping at their butt. They were nowhere as good as
they were never as good as the Packers. So the Packers have yet to have a team be as good as them.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're going to give Aaron Rodgers these accolades for playoffs, well, he's going to win his division every year because his division's trash. It's not like he has to go through a gauntlet that the NFC South is.
I don't know. I just can't get on the point of like. I like Drew Brees a lot.
It's just an argument. I'm not. It's like I'm allowed to. Like I think I made a good point where I think if I were to make the point that Drew Brees is better than Aaron Rodgers, I have the numbers to back it up.
I still take like all time. I'll take A-Rod over Drew Brees. If Drew Brees gets another ring, it's fucking over.
I'm pretty sure most people, if not all of them, will. But like, there's an argument for Drew Brees. I don't think the argument should be Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady. I think the better argument to make is Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees.
Yeah, because. It's that conversation.
There's so much of a gap between those guys.
Yeah.
The
close. Where would you rank? All right, like top 5 of this era right now.
Are we doing Super Bowl victories or just quarterback as a quarterback and his individual stats?
We're using all of it. Like
Brady, Manning, Brees, Rodgers.
Peyton?
Rivers.
We're using like
Big Ben.
We're using 2000 to right now. Big Ben.
Yeah, it would be Brady, Manning, Brees, Rodgers, Big Ben.
I get behind that. Let's see.
I think that's
probably
the only other one quarterback you could really put in there would be Phillip Rivers, but until Phillip Rivers wins a ring, it's hard for him to be put into those conversations. Right. You could arguably put Eli there, but no, you're not going to.
No, he's supposed to play us way too much.
And he leads league interceptions.
I thought Hunter said it in general. All.
No, since 2000, how would you rank? Who would be your 5 quarterbacks you would rank as your top 5?
Oh,
Favre.
I wouldn't put Favre.
I would say
because
Favre more if you're going from 90s because he won 3 MVPs in the 90s.
Yeah, if you're going from 2000s, there's not one quarterback on my list that Favre has performed better than.
Not better than Roethlisberger from 2000 on. Also because
Roethlisberger's been in the Super Bowl, 3 times?
Huh?
He's been in the Super Bowl, what, 3 times?
Yeah, he's lost 1.
Yeah.
He's won 2. He
Fa-
played that first Super Bowl in
Seattle.
2005 for Seattle.
Seattle, and then Arizona, and then the Packers.
Yeah, he lost with the Packers.
You should watch that, A Football Life, on Jerome Bettis.
I still didn't watch that Darrell Revis one. Yeah, I keep forgetting.
Oh, that's a good one. The Larry Fitzgerald one's good, too.
Steven, do you have anything else you would like to add to these arguments?
Well, what's Steven's top 5?
Pretty much unanimous.
Yeah, it's that's if you can take a quarterback and add it to that
And
list.
some people would probably like flip Brees and Rodgers, but I'd probably say that.
If we're going off of if we're doing everything, Brees has the better stat line to put him over. He's the only quarterback in NFL history to have like what if there was like 3 or 4 5,000-yard seasons. He's the all-time leading passing yards. He's gonna
completion percentage
as well.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah.
and that's him not throwing checkdowns.
Drew Brees, when it's all said and done, is going to have every single record for a quarterback except for the consecutive game starts. Everyone that depends on your ability to throw the football, whether it's yards, touchdowns, completion percentage, when he retires, he's going to lead in all those categories. He's literally, besides him winning that one Super Bowl, is this generation's Dan Marino.
Might get the interceptions record.
Maybe he will.
Maybe,
but he's going to have every record. He's going to have everyone.
That stays. I think that interception record stays with Favre. You can't throw that much and lose the ball that many times.
Not if Nathan Peterman has anything to say.
That's on this docket too, so we'll move on to that. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for your favorite show and mine, Lit or Shit. Is it lit? Is it lit or shit? Hey! Is it lit? Is it lit or shit? Hey! Got a big show for you guys. Got a few things going on here. Lit or shit right here at Jump Shot Therapy Studios North in West Haven, Connecticut. I am Dylan Moreno. I am the hot take. I'm the humans. We are ready to go. I fucking love this. All right. Lit or shit. Miami pulls out of the...
You guys can see our faces right now. Oh my
You can see my face right now.
The embarrassment that I hear and feel. If I were a blind man, I'd feel the... I'd feel the fucking...
If you were seeing what the fuck I was doing right now.
All right. Lit or shit. Miami pulls out of the Jimmy Butler trade for now.
Is it lit that they did, or
is it smart for them? Is it lit or shit? Is it smart for them to pull out of the trade now because they don't want to give it too much and they like to see how the season progresses first?
I'll say
Shit.
lit. I would say
Get
lit
him.
because of that extra first round pick.
I say it's lit.
How are you gonna lit or shit this?
It's easy to lit or shit this. I think it's lit because we get to see Jimmy Butler fuck up that team chemistry and beat and bully them
Did you see
every
that
week.
video of them yelling and shit?
Yes.
You're like, caption this. It's like,
Yes.
give me the ball. And
Can you imagine if Jimmy Butler went on that team with Hassan Whiteside?
Jimmy Butler would beat
He
his
will get the
ass.
yeah, he's gonna shit
Hassan
on him.
Whiteside will probably be on his way out.
Hassan.
I said Hassan.
No, he could say it like that. Dude's trash.
Oh.
Kind of like what
Hassan.
Skip Bayless does. Like he gives him like an opposite name, like George Paul, Paul George, whatever.
George Paul.
Yeah.
Steven, lit or shit?
I guess lit.
Question mark. All right.
3 lists, 1 shit.
Rihanna was originally supposed to perform at the Super Bowl, but turned it down because the NFL stance kneeling for the national
That's
anthem,
litty.
and she supports Colin Kaepernick.
That's
Lit or
super
shit?
litty. Super lit. Like put 2 candles in that bitch.
It's shit because I don't want to watch Maroon 5.
No, first of all, get into the fucking Super Bowl halftime show. It's in Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, what's the
Have
last halftime
Atlanta
show you
artists.
watched? Completely.
All of them, actually.
Wait, why not
You
have
the
watch
last-
Coldplay?
I did. I like Coldplay.
Technically, there's one rapper. He's not Atlanta based, but it's his dream to go perform in the Super Bowl.
Ludacris? Little John?
No.
He said not Atlanta based.
Oh, not Atlanta. I thought you said Atlanta based.
And who is that, Steven?
He just put out an album that's fire.
Lil Wayne.
There's I'm guessing it's Tunchi, little Dwayne Michael Carter. Because there's another guy who put out an album recently. It's also fire, but he's from Atlanta.
T.I.
Tip.
No, bro, they should just have a compilation of Atlanta rappers perform the halftime show.
That would be so boring to the non-ethnic fans.
Well, guess what? More white people like rap music than colored.
No, unless you pull an Outcast out.
Oh yeah, that's the only one you
have the Outcast open up or close it down.
No, Outcast has to be the show.
Yeah, that.
Or put Little
that'd be
Scribe.
great.
Nah, put Little John. You gotta have Little John and Usher.
No, you don't. The
the
demographic for the NFL is older white men. Why are we pulling rappers that nobody's gonna listen to?
I know.
Listen, dude, I was working yesterday. Some old dude, I want to say like mid to late 40s, pulled up in a Jeep Wrangler. This dude was bumping like trap music loud as fuck. I'm like, yo, old head, what the hell you doing? And he white. I'm talking about white of white. He looks like a cop. Like
They should play.
Undercover.
Outcast would be a
got
perfect
you.
Super Bowl.
Outcast would be awesome. Imagine if they did Bombs Over Baghdad in that scene. That'd be great. All right. Knicks fan drills half-court shot for $10,000 before the Knicks made their first
I
fucking
saw
field
that.
goal of the night. Litter
That's
shit.
lit. That's lit as fuck.
That's lit.
That's so lit. Sign him to your team.
I need some shooters. John.
Sign him to your team.
He actually had a pretty good release.
Give him a
Team
deal.
Coward.
He actually had a pretty
Give
good
him the
form on
keys
that
to the
shot.
garden.
Because you see a lot of people do half court shots and shit's ugly. His is actually
Hunter's over here like, yo, let that man teach Ben Simmons something.
Yeah. No,
He'll
don't.
shoot a three.
Let him teach him something after this season.
Teach him the half-court stuff because he's going to be taking mostly those all season. If he learns how to nail half-court shots,
it's the field goal
give me that
percentage
coke, boy.
It's the field goal percentage savings club where they do it after the fucking clock runs out.
Shut the fuck
That's
up.
what kind of fucking review.
All right, Richard Jefferson. The NBA has an NCAA alternative to give 18-year-olds who don't want to use the one-and-done route an option to play in the G League for a $125,000 a year G League contract.
I'm
Is that
neutral.
litter shit?
I'm neutral.
Why are you neutral?
Shit.
Because two things, and Woj made a good point. No, it was either Woj or the fat guy. I forgot his name.
Windhorse.
Windhorse.
He needs to fucking run like a fucking wind
He
horse.
said that. He said that like he understands, but like you're sacrificing like state of the art gym equipment, training programs, coaches for G League, who's you're riding on buses, playing on half-ass gyms and almost
But
empty
you're getting
stadiums.
paid.
Yeah, but I read because
Say-
so for me this goes to Dylan's point about player development in college. Would you rather have a player be surrounded with good coaches and you know like things to help you become a better player than just go to the G League with
Yeah, but that's
things
what they
that are
got the
about.
option.
So here's where I'm
That's
going to
why they got the
argue.
option to go to college, or you're staying there for 2 years. You want to develop there? Go
If
ahead.
LeBron James is coming out of high school in this era,
Mm-hmm.
and he had to choose between going to college
Mm-hmm.
and going to the G League for a year,
Mm-hmm.
and you have the talent to be a professional right now,
Okay.
why are you going to college to do
All right, so-
nothing but have to go to
All right,
classes?
so
Let me
you
finish
know-
my point.
All right, go ahead.
Besides, have to go to classes that you know are going to do nothing for you because in 6
They don't
months
even
you're
go to class
leaving.
anyway, they don't.
Exactly. You have to go live on the campus in a place you don't want to live with. You're sitting here learning from your coaches, but you're sitting like, I got here for this point. Why am I going to sit here and learn all this from you? How
Alright,
much
can-
are you
can-
honestly going to
you're
learn
not getting paid.
from Coach K in
Well, I mean,
6 months
they're
that
getting
you're
paid
not going to
on the
learn playing in the league? In 6 months.
Lose
All right.
eligibility.
If you plan on staying for multiple years to let your body develop, let yourself grow and develop as a player, if you don't have the physical maturity and the mental maturity, don't go to fucking school.
I
if-
have a point to make when
Let-
you're done.
Yes.
All right, then you could go. Then I could go. 'cause
When
I have something about
when you are a physically athletic freak, an imposing figure who dominated high school on so many levels, who is literally ready to go to the NBA, why do you have to make a pit stop and do something where you know you're generating millions of dollars of revenue for a school and a fucking conglomerate of the NCAA that you know doesn't give a single fuck about you?
Yep.
Why do it? Why are we going to fight to get NCAA players paid when they could go out of high school and get paid immediately? This is lit as fuck for the league. This is lit as fuck for the NCAA. This is lit as fuck for everybody because now the NCAA gets a chance to have people who want to be in college. You know what's the worst thing for NCAA? Giving out single-year fucking what's it called? Single year scholarships for people who aren't going to stay the whole year. That's a waste of money. Let's give out our scholarships to people.
No, they're making. Guess where they're making their money at? Tickets.
Yes.
Jersey
So
sales.
guess what?
So
Now they'll be able to
popular.
keep that consistent revenue stream going because now the fans are going to recognize these players because they're coming back for a second and a third and a fourth
exactly.
year. So now the revenue streams
but
not only will be the same as what they are, they will go up because now they are building a genuine fan base. You want to know something about UConn
but
games?
Don't you think the fan base is because of that marquee player coming in?
No, not at all. The fan base is for the school.
I'm talking about
No
I'm
player
talking
is
about-
bigger than Duke
I'm
basketball.
talking about non-students.
Students, non-students, there are people
They go
there are
just for
people
the
who have
marquee
never
player.
even been inside of the fucking stadium or inside of the fucking school and the lecture halls who are dead fucking drop dead fans of these universities.
Because of
I've
marquee
never
players.
What?
I have never seen or been to a single USC Trojans game. I fell in love with the Trojans. I fell in love with the Trojans when Reggie Bush and Matt Leinart were there.
Yeah.
They're gone. I'm still a fan of the Trojans. I understand where you're coming from,
Yeah.
where you think it's important for development. I think it's also important for the development. Now you have the option to get paid or to stay in school and let your body develop. This is the most lit thing the the NBA has come into. It's literally going to now. College basketball is going to mean something again.
All right, so I'm gonna do two things. Remember how the NCAA was trying to do that thing for like the top 5 or 3 elite players, like they'll do something where
Yes.
they could get paid or whatever. So this is similar to this. So what I'm gonna tell you, you mentioned LeBron James being like if he was in high school now, go to the league and whatever. I just looked at the ESPN rankings for players. The top 5 players, besides I want to say Ben Simmons, and like probably 2 or 3 other players I got name off the top of my head, ranked top 3. They needed college before going
Absolutely,
to the NBA.
it's not for
Did
everybody.
you just say Ben Simmons?
Besides Ben Simmons.
I said besides Ben Simmons.
Yeah, so the thing is, absolutely,
A lot
there
of
are
players
some
need
players.
college
There's some
and
players
go
who
to the
don't.
NBA.
I'm saying for the top
there's
1%.
3 from the top of my head that were ranked top 3: Henry Giles, Cliff Alexander, and Anthony Simmons.
Harry Giles tore his ACLs.
Yeah, but he was not NBA ready in high school, and he was ranked top
It's
3.
it's great for the top 1%. And the thing is,
Yeah,
even
I got
if
a point
you
on this.
go,
1% of the 1%.
the one thing I need to see, which I didn't see come out, is let's say you do go to the NBA, you go to the G League, and it doesn't pan out for you. Are you able to sacrifice your professionalism to go to college? But at that point, you might as well just stay and learn from the vets. There are people in the G League who have played in NBA games, who have been in the G League for 10 years.
Yeah.
Guess what's even better for your development? Being with adults.
But why be with vets who's barely played in the league?
I got a
Because you get to learn how to be a professional. You get to learn how to carry
If they're
yourself.
professional, how come they're not in the league?
G League is still professional.
But it's not NBA.
It's a route to the NBA. Just because you go to college doesn't mean you're going to get drafted.
Everybody
You already
that's
have your
going to
foot
the
through
G
the
League
door.
Isn't going to be in the NBA.
All right, but
No, if you're in the G League,
It's not most.
you have a higher chance of going to the NBA through the G League than you do if you're an average college player.
Because you're also getting coached by
in the
college
NBA with
by
12
NBA coaches.
positions.
Those G League staffs are people that are staffed by other teams, like the Boston Maine or the Maine Red Claws or whatever. the
Red
fuck it
Claws,
is.
yeah.
They have staff on that team that are staff of the Boston Celtics, so they're actually able to take a look at it.
They're like
But my-
assistants but their head coaches
my-
are usually former NBA players.
Here's my problem with the
or
NCAA.
D2 NCAA head coaches.
Here's my problem with the NCAA. You look at Ben Simmons. You look at all these players that are going to the fucking NCAA and they're hungry the whole first year.
Because
All
I
they get
can
is
say
fucking
in
dorm.
this class itself, from the the freshmen, only 2 players, RJ Bennett and Zion Williamson, are legit ready for NBA. I can't.
Yeah, I'm not.
Great.
I'm not
It's
talking
not
about
for
that.
everyone.
I'm
It's
talking
not
about
for
that.
everyone.
I'm talking
So
about
that's
kids
what
are
I'm saying
going.
is shit because it gives like false hope for these. All right, I'm gonna do Akil Carr. Remember Akil Carr?
Yes.
People saying, oh, like he should go to the NBA, right? Like do 1 year Seton Hall. He left Seton Hall. He went, I think, to Italy or China. Where the fuck is he now? So I have a feeling it's gonna be false hope for a lot of high school.
But guess what? You're still getting paid.
No, you know who
You're
the
still
freaking
getting
people that
paid.
would be the first pick in the draft if they didn't go to freaking
Yes.
college.
So do you think they have to limit it to the top 10?
I don't think they have to limit it at all.
That's what they do. They're not talking about
Because guess what? Worst case scenario, they get fucking cut.
Yeah.
That's what I need to know. Do you get to relinquish your professionalism to go to college, or are you going to go overseas?
You know the NCAA, if you can't get paid in your likeness.
Oh well, that's what you pay. You can you have the option to go be professional overseas anyway.
Mm-hmm. Most people do.
So what? Now that you have the chance to do that same thing here,
I got a.
What's the difference between that? What's the difference between going overseas and playing in America?
America has more.
You're playing against better talent. Mm-hmm. So now you get a chance to see if you can operate in the G League. And guess what? You get drafted or signed out of the G League, regardless. Mm-hmm. And guess what? I think the talent, if you're able to get drafted out of the G League, you're probably more valuable than someone who just spent a year in college anyway. Because you're playing against professionals in a hard-fought game.
Well, I think one thing I give you this year, 117 players that used to play in the G League are in the NBA. Out of 495.
All right, let me make my point.
Go ahead. Sorry, I've been yelling.
Yeah, I'm going to make my point after Steven makes his
Motherfuckers have been
point.
going at it. All the freaking one-and-done guys that are projected to go first in the top 10 in the draft, when they go one-and-done and they come out, do they ever drop? Ben Simmons, when he was coming out, he was going to be the first pick of the draft.
He played all of what, 7 games?
Spent 1 year in college, still the first pick of the draft.
He got hurt in the beginning of that season.
Yeah, he did.
And still got drafted number 1.
Yeah.
Kyrie Irving.
Does it change a thing? Do you really need the freaking college?
No. The only time you could create the value for college is if you plan on staying for many years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do the Donovan Mitchell route. Donovan Mitchell let his body develop, and he's a smart dude. He valued from it. If he would have came out, I think a lot of these guys are overhyped, and I get that. But you also have to have a self-awareness that, yeah, I'm good, but am I NBA good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then you go to some of these workouts.
But that goes back to the ego. Like a lot of people are surrounding these high school students, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you go to the league, you go to the league."
And guess what? You go to the G League, and if you're not good enough for the G League, you get cut.
Let me get my thing in.
Oh, go ahead, honey.
I think they made the move because a lot of if you're a 5-star recruit, a 4-star recruit, you're going to college. Say your parents are poor as fuck. You're going to college. You're making no fucking money off of your likeness. The NCAA is making billions off of you because you're playing for a team that
go to Europe,
or like you're playing for a national team that's like, okay, I got that jersey on my back, but I'm still putting up this fucking thing for you. All these games are filled, and I'm not getting any money. You go to the G League, you're making $125,000.
You go to Europe and get it like $2 million.
Yeah.
And when we go to Europe, you got to get to Europe.
Yeah, you could go to Europe, but if you're 18 playing against some fucking 35-year-old guys, all right.
So why you so?
But
go
hold
ahead,
on.
finish your point. I'm sorry.
That guy Darius Baisley from Syracuse went to the G League. They said, "Why did you skip Syracuse to go to the G League?" Because I want the money. Because my family we're not rich.
The average salary for G League player is $34,000.
It's more than zero. It's more than zero.
But then you go to Europe.
$125,000.
This is new.
This is new. Yes. You guess what? Since the NBA is driving so much revenue,
what are all the other G League players? The other G League players not going to make $125,000.
Why would since the NBA has so much revenue being generated right now, why can't they? We don't know this for sure yet.
Then they have to announce.
Are they going to restructure everybody's contract?
Then they should.
They should. But the thing is, so you're saying.
So now they have to up the WNBAs because the WNBA is going to be flipped out if these G League players are going to get $125,000.
If the WNBA is going to flip out over a $100,000 contract difference, they should just be disbanded because they're trying to fight for millions. It's pennies to a dollar. It's different. If you're going to sit here and say, "Fuck the NCAA, go to Europe," why go to Europe when you could do it here?
Exactly.
You're not making millions here in the G League.
Yeah, but
you're living in America where you have enough money to pay your family. $125,000. You know how
I'm talking about the other players.
I'm talking about these guys right now. I don't give a fuck about anybody else.
No, if you go to the G League and you're in the United States, you get used to the travel of being in the United States. You're around NBA coaches. If you go to Europe, you're playing with some fucking.
It's a fucking culture shock.
Yeah. It's a huge culture change.
Why do you think LeVar pulled his kids out of there?
Because they weren't playing them, but
not even just because they weren't playing them. It's a complete culture shock. Why do you want to keep your kids over there when you could keep them here?
We spent enough on this.
I completely thought this was gonna be lit or shit. This is lit as fuck. Oh yeah, great. Then we're gonna. I just got really angry.
Yeah.
I haven't been angry on this podcast in a while.
Concludes this week's lit or shit. Cue the music.
Watch the Fab Five documentary about how they were fucking hungry and shit, and people were selling their jerseys.
I don't give a fuck what anybody says. This $125 a year in G League is fucking dope as shit. That's super lit.
Oh, we think it's easy.
Lit or shit.
I said my answer.
This is lit or shit. Lit or shit. This is lit or shit. Hey. Angry Dylan. Angry Dylan's angry.
Angry Dylan.
Angry Dylan's angry. You know what? Fuck you, Fredo. The official Marshawn Brooks point average calculator has come in, and you are clocked in at a 9 points, motherfucker.
Hey.
That's not 22. I can't wait till
I hope we have an update every week on this.
That's why I said the
Please.
official. If you look up the document, it says the official Marshawn Brooks point average calculator. Every show, I plan on coming to you guys live with a point average update for Marshawn Brooks.
Did you see what Chico wrote on Twitter?
He's
you get the wax now.
Yeah, just get it now, man. Just pay it forward, pay it in advance.
Well,
Because next week I'm paying Hunter's 5 Big Mac meals in advance. You might as well just come and let me wax you live. Oh, here, right here. I'll get the wax. I'll do it, and then we're gonna hear I'm gonna put the microphone sensitivity.
JumpShotTherapy page.
And then Mike, what if you wax him and then Mike Conley goes down and then Marshawn Brooks just goes on a scoring spree for the rest of the season?
Oh,
it's got to be an average. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, it's got to be an average. So when Marshawn Brooks gets cut from the Grizzlies.
Oh yeah, when it gets cut.
Cut from the Grizzlies, I'm just gonna buy a bunch of hot wax. I'll use my camera, and we'll do the whole show with me putting the microphone sensitivity up to Fredo's chest, so we can ASMR it. So we could put the wax on. You hear it kind of like warm up and melt, and then all you hear is, and then Fredo goes,
Oh yeah, we'll get to hear how you really scream.
God.
We have an audience. My lovely fiance and my son with big ass ears are watching us live. Hi, Jaden. All right, stay quiet. Perfect. Shout out to Shannon's Day.
Next subject.
Shout out to Shannon's Day. Shout out to Squarespace. Shout out to Miles Leonard, friend of the show. Next topic.
Ethan Albright.
Fuck you, Ethan Albright. The Los Angeles Chargers are stuck in their lease till the year 2040, and the NFL is very upset because
For San Diego.
Exactly. Chargers fans have the lowest attendance in the NFL.
Wait, is this
Yeah,
lease new
they
or
dropped
is it old?
their
What?
Their
Is this
revenue.
lease new or old?
This lease is signed, what, a year, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
For them to move to
No, I
Los
thought
Angeles?
their lease was running out. That's why they wanted to leave.
Yeah, so their lease in San Diego was running out. The lease, they just signed a lease in Los Angeles. They can't get out of this lease till 2040.
Not even if they pay it
But
out.
their lease with LA, I think they're only paying the owner for
Oh,
the LA Rams like $1.
are you talking about the Los Angeles?
I'm talking
lease?
about Los Angeles.
Oh, okay.
They are stuck in their lease till 2040, and the NFL is super upset because of the attendance. They're not making money
That's
on these
surprising
games because
because
all the
weren't they
fans
fighting?
are still in San Diego.
And here's another thing: LA fans are Rams fans, and you
Or Raiders.
or
Raiders.
But I'm talking about you're in the same stadium. If you're paying a season ticket, you're paying season tickets for the Rams. You have to pay 2 season tickets for the Chargers and the Rams if you wanted to. For the same stadium.
Exactly.
But wait, this doesn't make weren't they advocating for the Chargers to go to LA anyway?
No, they were moving to LA because they couldn't. They
wanted a new.
They wanted a new stadium, and San Diego was like, no.
No.
I still
We're
call
not
them the
using
San
our
Diego
money.
Chargers. They're the San Diego Chargers to me.
Yeah, so since San Diego was like, yeah, we're not paying for a new stadium, they're like, all right, well, we're just gonna fucking leave.
They're dumb.
Well,
San Diego.
who's dumb now?
No, are you serious?
Who's dumb now?
That's taxpayers' money. They got to pay for that stadium. Who's dumb?
It looks like the Chargers organization is dumb for leaving because now
that's
they're
what
not
I'm saying.
making money on ticket sales. So the Chargers are dumb, not the city of San Diego.
So the Chargers is a lease to the city of LA or the stadium?
Stadium.
Can you just buy it out?
Who's the
You
stadium
have to
owned by
generate
Stan
revenue
Kroenke.
to buy out your lease.
Keep it classy, San Diego.
So if you can't get ticket sales, how are you going to generate revenue?
Hey, it's gonna have to come out the owner's pocket. He's gonna take that L.
Yeah, why would he want to? So I feel bad for the Chargers because I actually really like the Chargers. They're my Super Bowl pick. And it sucks that they have to deal with no fans. They should go back to San Diego and just fund your own stadium.
They're playing StubHub right now, so they're not freaking. They're playing a soccer stadium right now. It's like the lowest seating stadium in the league.
Exactly. So even if the capacity is lower, they're still having the lowest attendance. The Rams are beating them in attendance, and they're in the same stadium.
Yeah, every team that they face.
No, the Rams play the Coliseum.
Every home game that they play is always filled with fans from another team. Like they played the Chiefs last year, I think it was, and it was just filled with red.
Chiefs.
That's crazy.
Yeah, how is every home game an away game for the Chargers?
That's kind of like when we went to the Nets game earlier
It's
this year.
when you play
There's
the
more
major
Lakers fans.
teams. When you play the major teams, their fans will show up.
Yep.
All right, moving on. I'm going to let Steven run the reins on this one because he requested it. Ryan Tannehill's out for the second straight week with a shoulder injury. Brock Osweiler will be getting the start. Steven, what do you have to say?
Here's what I have to say. When did he get injured? Stat guy, let me know, when did he get hurt?
Tannehill?
Yes, Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah. When did Tannehill
It was
because last time I checked, you're not allowed to hit the quarterback in practice.
It was
So when did he get hurt?
The injury was recorded like an hour before kickoff last week.
Yeah. So
Yep.
here's my theory. They're secretly benching him. And Gase, who was with Osweiler when he was first in Denver, is giving him a shot. So this injury's not. How did he all of a sudden get this injury? And you see him on the sideline jumping around.
Yeah.
Like, I thought he was hurt.
Real quick, he was a full participant in practice on Thursday, and then and Friday, the week before he was inactive versus the Bears, and he's out for this week too.
I think they're basically benching him until he see what Osweiler could do, because he had Osweiler in his system in Denver when he was a quarterback's coach.
Yeah, so Wednesday and Thursday in the NFL are normally full contact, and he was no limitations those days. Friday he was limited, and then they're like, "Oh,
yeah, but you don't touch the quarterback in practice."
yeah." So he was out, but he was a full participant in practice those 2 days.
Exactly.
We have ourselves a conspiracy.
Which is my theory. If you agree, or you don't agree,
I agree.
it's just my theory.
I was before
That report, I agree.
Before you even said you want to do this, I was gonna come out and say Tannehill just got benched. Sorry, Brandon. It's time for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching at home. It's time. Tannehill is done.
Can we upload these videos to the website? Because I have Exhibit A.
They should be going to the website.
I've just been
my videos of Tannehill when he threw the ball and hit the back of the offensive lineman's head. Back to freaking.
Yeah, if you send them to
Johnson
me,
for a touchdown.
send them to me outside of the group chat so we can keep the quality and I can put those up. Or actually, you could put them up. The website's up with the login, so you could literally just put up as a contributor as your post.
This is why he's not playing.
This is the Tannehill conspiracy.
Because they were up 17-0 to the Bengals with 7 minutes left in the third quarter.
You gonna write a blog post on that?
Yes.
I might.
Now you might. Just do it.
But
All right.
that's my conspiracy theory.
Thank you. The Beretta Boys conspiracy theory. I like it. The Buffalo Bills will not start Nathan Peterman and will start Derek Anderson. I read a post on Monday.
This is all over the place on Monday.
On Monday, they were saying if head coach of the Bills starts Peterman, he will lose the locker room. So they had to make the decision. So I'm glad they decided not to start Peterman because what's the fucking point?
They don't need to start him. Hunter, get his stats out. How many interceptions for his career stats? How many interceptions does he have?
Hunter's too busy praying to the Boston Red Sox gods right now.
I'm looking it up right now.
Nate
All right,
Peterman.
continue talking.
Nate Peterman is going to break the single season interception record and only played 3 games. I'm glad he decided not to start him. I don't want to see somebody get fired.
It shouldn't even be a thought. Like, what?
Oh, my
First
God.
of
Oh, boy. That's good.
44% completion percentage for his career.
What's his touch?
337 total yards.
How many games?
6.
Ooh.
Hold up.
Wow.
330 yards and 6. Hold on. I'm going to get there. 56 yards a game that he plays in.
Wow.
3 touchdowns, 9 interceptions.
Wow. That's
A
66%.
29.9%. Oh, my God. Oh, I can't watch this.
Here, I'll say this: the Buffalo Bills owner.
He has an 11% interception percentage.
She's pretty cool, but if her freaking coach would have started that quarterback, he should have get fired the next day. Because I don't know what he sees in that guy.
An 11%.
That he
11% interception. Usually hover around like 1 or 2 as a good quarterback. 11%.
Quick shout out to Miles Turner, who just kicked the ball out to Seth Curry for 3, friend of the show.
Myers Leonard?
Miles Turner, I'm about Leonard. Yeah, Leonard, who the fuck you are?
You said Steph Curry?
Are you serious?
Seth Curry.
Is he a friend of the show?
He's a friend of the show. Sometimes you forget your friends' names.
Not anymore.
Friend of the show. Good assist to Seth. But yeah, fuck Peterman. All right, next. Vontez Burfict is a fucking dirty player.
You're just figuring this out?
Nope, it's just time that we now have a platform to talk about it.
Who's the dirty player?
Vontez Burfict.
No idea. Who
This Nathan Peterman thing. This guy.
Do you want him to get hit by Vontez Burfict?
Huh?
Nothing.
Vontez
Continue.
Burfict has been dirty for like past freaking 8 years.
No.
Yeah.
I farted.
This Nathan Peterman thing. Somebody said, like, Nathan Peterman was talking about Jesus is my Lord. I love Jesus. Like, God is watching over me when I play games. And then somebody posted a picture of Jesus with that, that dude, the conceited thing.
Yeah.
And they said Jesus when he watches Nathan Peterman's tape. I'm gonna post it.
Jesus hasn't watched football since Tebow left. Vontez Burfict is a dirty player. Did you guys see the clip from Sunday's game?
No, I didn't see the clip.
There was a play where Vontez Burfict was lined up on defense. He points out Juju Smith-Schuster, is yelling at him, just screaming, "You're next! You're next! You're next!" And on that same play, he also tried to drop his shoulder on him when he was going down.
Look, knowing his track record, I don't need to see the video.
Oh no, you don't. We understand. We all understand Vontez
I believe
Burfict.
you.
How should the league deal with Vontez Burfict? Because suspensions clearly don't mean anything. And neither do fines. Because this motherfucker still goes out there and is actively trying to hurt people.
Like Zaza?
Well,
Just like Zaza?
Worse than Zaza.
He's been
Zaza
doing
with
this
cheap
forever
shot.
now. Him and Sue, they don't do nothing, so...
Sue's been way better since he left Detroit.
Vontez Burfict would be a perfect player in the NFL in the early 2000s. A perfect player because you were able to take those shots. Like Ed Reed took a lot of those shots too.
Yes.
So he'd be a perfect player. He's just born a generation too late. But he also has to. If you're not going to be able to adjust, then you got to get out. So it doesn't matter if he would be a perfect player in another era, but yeah, he.
Should it come to the point where it's like year-long suspensions, like multiple years?
Yep. Because you're putting other people in danger by doing this, in defenseless plays. So.
Because I was thinking about after I saw these clips and knowing what I know about Vontez Burfict and him being the shithead that he is, I think about ways for people to get punished because I'm a sick sadistic man, and it's either got to be like you're suspended for 2 years, your salary gets cut in half, something needs to get done, and I can't think of anything that's gonna make a millionaire not want to hurt people.
Lifelong ban.
That's what the next step is. Next time he severely hurts somebody, I think they should completely skip a fucking suspension or anything. They should just go with a fucking ban. But if you ban him, how many people are going to come up out of nowhere and just stick up for him?
I think he might straight up murder somebody if he gets banned. He just takes all that anger out on the field. There's some players like that where it's like they just take all their anger out on the fucking field and on other players.
I mean, football is a angry physical sport.
Yeah, but you look at guys like J.J. Watt that are so dominant, and he's just like, he's like the nicest guy.
He's a fucking teddy bear.
Yeah, he's a teddy bear off the field. He's one of my favorite players.
Coming from someone who's usually quiet, people like that usually hold a lot of anger in, so they get it out. They get it out on the field.
Yeah, he gets it out on the field, but he's not like J.J. Watt's not a dirty player. It's a violent sport, and you could be dominant, and you could be like Aaron Donald is like he's like the quietest guy in the sport. You don't even hear him talk. I've never even seen like an Aaron Donald interview.
No, me either.
You gotta like look.
The beige boy is always quiet.
Real quick before we move on, I forgot to add something on litter shit. Lonzo Ball's new shoes.
Shit.
I was going to put him on.
Them shits are lit.
I decided not to. I don't think the shoes are lit. I think the price point is.
No, dude, that multicolored shoe.
They're nice sneakers, but I think the lit thing about the scenario is they're no longer $500. They're affordable.
I definitely buy a pair.
They're affordable, so that's lit. Le'Veon Bell has no-showed the facility. He's in Pittsburgh. Can somebody remind me who reported that Le'Veon Bell was going to come back for the bye week and all that stuff?
Isn't it Diana Rossini or whatever?
I think it was a guy. That reported it, and apparently Le'Veon Bell has no-showed practice this week and does not intend to show up.
Is there bye week this week or next week?
This week.
They're on the bye week now.
He does not intend to show up. The original plan from the report was for him to show up, work out, get himself ready to play next week. I don't think Bell's showing up, guys.
Well, it's just a bye week. We'll wait till Monday, and then I don't think he's gonna be there.
I don't either. Apparently, some guy today found Le'Veon Bell doing a workout in Florida, and then posted the videos from earlier in the summer of him working out in Pittsburgh, and tried to play it off as today.
Oh god.
And everyone started blowing this guy up, calling him a fucking fraud. You're a fraud, boy. But Le'Veon Bell, I think, will not play this season.
Nah.
Good for you, Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, Jeremy Fowler of ESPN actually reported it. Sorry, Diana Rossini.
But,
yeah, you're not fake news.
Stats.
What do we think is next for Le'Veon Bell at this point?
He's
Come back
changing
week 10
teams
so you
next
could get
season.
your year of eligibility. Actually, they were saying that since Le'Veon Bell's not showing up, it's going to be cheaper for the Steelers to franchise him next year. It'll be $11 million instead of $14 million, or an increased rate because he didn't show up.
No, he's not going to miss the whole year. He's going to have to come back.
No, if he comes back at this point right now, it'll cost him $11 million. It's going to save them money.
They just need to trade him.
He's obviously not happy.
Should they get?
I think they're past the trade deadline. They can't trade him. They have to trade him after the season.
No, it's not past the trade deadline. Trade
Not
deadline's
yet.
After
It's
week 8.
After 8, yeah.
We're in week 7, Steven. So got one more week to trade him.
If he doesn't show up on this coming Monday because they're on a bye, or like the players are coming back, I think they should trade him. He's obviously a story. Steelers love drama. They've just been.
Apparently, the
up the
Steelers
past
really love
4
James
years.
Conner too.
Oh, speaking of James Conner, somebody pulled up a stat where James Conner rookie season and Le'Veon Bell's rookie season are identical.
I don't like these rookie seasons.
The rookie season thing is such a fucking. It's
I'm
all.
just putting it
I
out
know,
there.
but it's all dependent on scenarios and circumstances and what's available to you and the team you play with and how often you run the ball, how often you pass the ball, what are you doing on this side of the ball. Like, there's so many variables.
Yeah, I was just throwing it out.
Like, stop comparing rookie seasons, motherfuckers. Stop. Everybody's different. The league's different. Different types of runners. All that good stuff. Doesn't matter what your rookie seasons were. You're not as talented as a running back as Le'Veon Bell is. You're having a great season, James Conner. I get it.
you can have a great rookie season, like Trent Richardson had like a decent rookie season, then he had a shit second year, or you could be like Melvin Gordon, where you have a good or a shit first year and then a great second.
Yeah, what matters in the NFL is what do you do after your first year? Like your third year is going to be your real the real litmus test.
Sophomore slump or sophomore surge.
Yeah, he's going to have a slump next year because they're going to be prepared for him. They're going to understand what he's like and all of that good stuff. Not saying James Conner's bad, but he's just not as good as Le'Veon Bell. Yeah. And I understand it. He should be getting all the praise. He's put up great numbers this year so far. But he's not Le'Veon Bell.
You know, it'd be so sad.
Broncos won 45-10.
Oh, gee. Oh.
Kind of figured that. It was up 35-3 at half.
Yeah, we all stopped watching.
Yeah, but how sad is this going to be for the Steelers to have a top 5 quarterback in the league, a top, like, the number 1 wide receiver in the league, and the number 1 running back in the league, and you have no Super Bowl appearances to show for it?
Hey,
how sad is that?
It is what it is.
I don't think Brown will be there any longer.
No. I'm just talking about, like, for these past 4 years. 3-4 years where they were at the top of their games.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They got no
the top
Super
of
Bowl.
their game, Le'Veon gets hurt. Their defense sucks. They're scared when they play the Patriots.
Yeah, but you got that type of offense. It's just sad. Like, it's.
I don't think it's sad. It's disappointing.
It's disappointing, I should say. Yeah. I'm not sad that the Steelers suck.
Yeah, let's say if you should be like, yeah, fuck them, let them suck. But no, it's disappointing when you see talent not being used correctly.
Right.
All right, let's picks and get the fuck out of here, guys.
All right.
So the standings now are: Steven is in first place with 55 wins. Hunter is in second place with 46 wins. And Fredo and I are tied with 45 wins.
Holy shit. I'm only one behind?
Guess what I'm not doing anymore? Picking dumb games.
Wow.
You have the same knowledge when it comes to football as Fredo, Dylan.
That's fine. You guys have the same body shape. Denver, Arizona. Steven Lone Rangered Denver. So, Lone Rangered Arizona. So, Steven is down 1 for the week. He is the weak link when it comes to picking on Thursday nights.
No.
Is this your first Thursday night win?
That's his first
This
Thursday
is my
night
first
win.
Thursday night win, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're the weak link then.
This is my first Thursday win because I tend to pick the shitty teams, which is why I'm now
How many
behind.
wins do you have again?
I had 2.
Steven has 55.
Oh, he's way in the lead. Holy shit.
He's only 9 up on us.
Yeah. You won like 12 games one week and you jumped up.
He's won in the last 2 weeks almost 30 games.
That's crazy.
He's got himself some Lone Rangers like a motherfucker.
And this dude's been picking like this.
I know football, man. What do you know?
No, this dude Alfredo's.
No, not you, Steven. Fredo.
No.
Oh, Fredo?
Yeah.
Fredo has literally won 30 games in the last 2 weeks.
I swear to God, I've heard this dude Fredo say, I'm picking the Titans. I love those baby blue uniforms. I swear to God, I heard that.
He's like, I love those baby blue uniforms. I'm like, they don't have those no more. So I'm still taking them.
Yeah.
I love those baby blues.
Jesus Christ.
He's been lucking into 30 wins. I should pick like him. I should be like,
Oh, that's funny.
Well, you're ahead of him by 1 right now, Hunter. So
Yeah.
bask in your Big Mac glory.
That's for Steven.
Yo, what if at the end I come in second place?
Yo.
I think I'm in first place.
That's not gonna happen.
Oh, no. The way things have been going. Steven, you're next, dude. You're next for him.
I won't let that happen.
Steven's no longer going to be picking Lone Ranger since he has such a lead. If Steven just picks the favorite, he will win regardless. So
I
that's
don't even know who the favorites are. I just go by because I basically watch every freaking football game.
all right. Tennessee at LA Chargers. I'm going
In
with
London.
the Chargers.
Yeah, I'm going to go LA.
LA.
I'm going with the San
LA.
Diego Chargers.
Going with the Chargers
Fun
in London.
fact: the Chargers are a 6.5 point favorite, just like Denver was a 1 point favorite today.
Wow. Von Miller did say in a press conference, he said we're going to kick their ass. So they did.
Well, he was responding to what's his face saying it. The GM, fucking quarterback.
Hey, Arizona's
Got
head
frozen?
coach. Whoever this
No,
head coach
the
is.
GM of the fucking Broncos, John Elway.
I got something to say to Arizona's head coach.
You're fired.
Run the fucking ball against a team that's given up 600 yards rushing the past 2 weeks.
319 yards. No, 219 yards.
208 to
Crowell.
208 to Todd Gurley.
219 to Crowell.
Yeah.
And Bilal Powell also had over 100 yards.
Yep. Carolina at Philly. Carolina is the 4.5 point favorite.
Oh, Carolina.
I'm going with Carolina as well.
Ooh, I'm going Philadelphia.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Philly too.
Minnesota at New York Jets.
Vikings.
I'm going with the Jets.
I'm going with the Vikings.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Vikings.
Oh, play it.
I just have this feeling in my bones
And your pecker?
that Minnesota is going to fuck this up. We'll see. Buffalo at Indy.
Buff.
I'm taking Indy.
Indy.
I'm throwing Andrew Luck a bone. Going with Colts.
Fun fact, Indy is a 7.5 point favorite to win this game. And Fredo,
They're starting their third string quarterback.
That's all right.
Lone Ranger.
Well, Andrew Luck really, unless T.Y. Hilton's playing, he really has nobody to throw to.
Yeah, no,
No, he's
nobody
like-
at all. Here's
we're like-
Ebron, that's it.
It's like, why are you picking Buffalo, Alfredo? Derek Anderson's got them baby blue eyes. I love them.
Honestly, I think the Colts has been struggling, so that will fit the best. They're both bad teams, so I'd rather just go for it.
New England at Chicago.
The shy.
New England is favored by 3.
New England.
Patriots.
Yeah, I have to go with the Patriots, too.
Patriots start getting on their roll
Give me
right
another
now.
loner.
I wanted... What?
Khalil Mack hasn't
You
practiced
want
the
it?
last
I
2
want
days.
Chicago.
He's been injured.
picked Chicago.
I wanted to pick Chicago, but
I have a feeling Khalil Mack.
You have picked against the
Yeah, you
Patriots
wanted to
almost
pick
every
Chicago,
game
then
this
they
season.
gave up 380
Besides
yards
Miami.
to Brock Osweiler, career day.
Oh, no, you picked Miami.
what?
Best
picked
game of his
Miami to
career.
I did pick Miami to win.
When have you picked the Patriots to win?
The Lions
never picked
game.
Patriots
I
to
picked
win.
the Patriots and the Lions, and they lost that game.
Oh, okay. So one time.
So I'm picking the Patriots. I want to take Chicago because of the pass rush and giving Brady fits, but there's not anything in my right mind that can say otherwise right now.
I'm just saying, I like the matchup with Khalil versus Brady. So I'm going
Yeah, but I don't like the matchup with Brady versus any of their corners
the
or their
Patriots are about to hit
linebackers
that
or their
roll right
safeties. They're about to hit their stride. They're about to win like 8 straight.
Yeah.
Cleveland at Tampa Bay.
Brownies.
I'm also going with Cleveland.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Cleveland.
Make it unanimous because I'm also going with Cleveland.
Yeah, in Tampa Bay is the favorite by 3 points. Houston, Jacksonville.
Jags.
I'm going with the Jags as well.
I'm going to go Houston.
I'm going Houston. The Jaguars are really hurting offensive injuries.
Yeah.
They're starting to show.
Yeah, I'm not picking Houston because Deshaun Watson got me negative points in fantasy. So I'm real upset with him. Detroit at Miami. Detroit.
Question, is Tannehill playing?
No, that's why we had
No, we just
the.
discussed that.
We just had a topic.
My bad.
He wasn't paying attention to the podcast. Everybody.
Played in
You
Miami.
need to.
I'm
You
going-
need to take notes.
I'm going
Welcome
Lions.
to the podcast.
I'm going Lions.
Yeah, I'm going to go Lions too.
Lions.
Last time I picked the Lions, they fucking lost for me. New Orleans at Baltimore.
Beat more.
This one's a fucking hard one.
I'm gonna go beat more.
Baltimore is the favorite by 2.5 points.
I'm going New Orleans. I know the defense is going to do it. I don't know if their offense is going to do it. So I'm going New Orleans.
Those Baltimore receivers, John Brown. I'm going New Orleans.
Anybody pick the Ravens?
I'm going Baltimore. Fredo and I are both going Baltimore. Dallas and Washington. Washington is favored by 2 points.
Dallas.
I'm going with Dallas.
I think Zeke is gonna do something crazy.
Dallas. They was getting ahead of the Redskins.
Steven.
I'm going with Dallas.
Nobody picked the Redskins?
Nobody picked the Redskins. The Los Angeles Rams versus the San Francisco 49ers.
Rams.
I'm going with the Rams.
I'm going with C. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going with the Rams.
I'm going with the Rams.
Cincinnati at Kansas City. Kansas City is favored by 6 points. I'm going with the Chiefs.
I'm going.
Yeah, I'm going with the Chiefs.
I'll go Cincy.
Oh wow.
Chiefs.
Let me tell Fredo something
Just saying it. Chiefs.
about Arrowhead Stadium. It's a hard place to win,
That's all right.
especially at night. That's why I'm going with the Chiefs.
Especially for a cowboy. Got nothing but indigenous people there. Naive Americans. You'll be alone. It's not worth it. New York Giants at Atlanta. I promised everybody that they'd be able to kick me in the dick if I ever pick the Giants again, so I'm picking Atlanta.
Atlanta. I think Julio's finally gonna get his first
Atlanta.
touchdown this year.
Steven?
Steve Sarkisian, how has it been this long that Julio Jones does not have a touchdown in how many games? Going back to last season.
I think most of Atlanta's touchdowns.
Calvin Ridley, man.
Wait a minute. Giants 49ers in November. You're going to pick the 49ers?
Yes.
Okay.
Does it look like I want to get kicked in the dick by both of you? I know you're weak shit, but Alfredo's fucking huge.
I'm scared. I'm scared of this game because I think Odell.
Yeah, I do too.
I think Julio gets his touchdown. But I was trying to say, I think the reason why
But
Julio.
I'm gonna pick the Falcons.
Okay. So it's,
Ooh, Rondo with a nice pass to JaVale McGee. Oh, boy.
About Atlanta Falcons and Julio.
Say what you want to
I think
say.
most of Atlanta's touchdowns have come off short routes. And I feel like Julio, most of his catches have been long balls or 20 plus.
Julio last season only caught like
Julio
3
can catch all
touchdowns.
sorts of passes. He's
But I know,
freaking
but I'm
6 foot.
just saying, like, the touchdowns that Atlanta's been getting
This year.
has been short routes.
Yeah, and how do you not have this man have touchdowns?
Because I think
You need to be fired.
they're covering
Yeah.
Julio more for the deep end.
No,
than the
Julio's-
side.
You could argue, you make the point that Julio's the best wide receiver in the NFL.
Yeah.
He runs every route on that tree.
Yeah.
And he runs it well. He runs them
He
all
can get
well.
open. It's just the play calling.
Play calling is trash.
You need to design plays for Julio to be open in the end zone. There's even if he's open, how about you just throw it to
Just
him?
move him to a slot for a couple plays and see what
They move him everywhere, dude.
He plays
He
slot.
moves everywhere.
He plays everywhere.
They move him out all the time. It's just they're not getting him the ball.
He could have had a touchdown. Matt Ryan just threw the freaking fans in the first game of the year.
Let me change this Arizona thing to a L for Steven. All right, looking good, fellas. All right, anything else we want to speak about before we get going?
Any shout outs? Any.
Shout out to Shannons.
Shout out to shannonsday.com.
Shannonsday.com.
Shout out to Squarespace for hooking us up with our website.
Shout out to us getting approved on.
Shout out to us being live on Stitcher, the second biggest podcast application on the Apple platform. So please look up Jump Shot Therapy on Stitcher. It'll be much appreciated. Subscribe, like, download, rate, all that stuff. JumpShotTherapy.com, again, is fucking live. We are
We live,
out here.
baby.
We out here, ladies and gentlemen. Got a lot of site views going on these last couple days. Should be getting some updates on some different blogs. Steven's going to be putting up why Tannehill sucks in video form. And we'll be getting some other stuff. Fredo has some ideas. I've been real
I might have
busy.
two coming out this week.
I've been real busy monitoring other stuff on the site, so I haven't been contributing. But we'll see how that goes. Shout out to Miles Leonard, friend of the show. Shout out to
The Boston
Shout out
Red
to Jaden.
Sox.
You know what I'm saying?
We're 1 out away from the World Series. I'm going to have a fucking heart attack in my seat right now.
I hate.
Oh yeah,
You gotta
as,
give a
listen,
shout out to the loyal listeners.
in case you guys didn't know, Hunter's been watching the baseball game almost the entire time.
and still paying attention to the podcast.
There we go. I'm a double.
Listen, I'm talking to Shorty. Okay?
I don't give fuck Shorty. I don't care.
I have to stop.
I need love.
All right, LL.
I have to stop walking when I talk, and I have to stop talking when I walk. So this is a good double.
He also, fun fact, can't walk and chew gum at the same time.
No, I can't.
Wow.
Let's test that theory right now.
Shout out to everybody who listens. Thank you for being fans. Shout out to the people who have contacted me and told me they like the podcast. Shout out to my brother-in-law, Angel, who wants to step up on the podcast. Thank you for listening, guy. Appreciate you. Shout out to people who always tell me when I do things bad. Y'all also suck, but whatever. JumpShotTherapy.com, at JumpShotTherapy on Twitter, at MuslimGoku, at OKWellTheHunting, at BobTheBookBag, at Grand_Mama. We are Jump Shot Therapy. We're out of here.